Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the All-American Sabbath Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke. Thank you for being here with us. It's great to have you here. I had my headphones on backwards. We started this podcast out today, trying to fix some audio issues, and I literally had my headphones on backwards because, well, quite frankly, I'm slightly retarded sometimes. So.
L means left.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in wherever you're joining us from around the world. Thank you for sharing the podcast. If you're at home with your kids, you're on your way to work, you're deployed overseas, or you're the media that is being very oddly quiet about a black man running over many people in a parade for Christmas. Weird. They're not touching it, or at least not talking about what's going on. So first and foremost, I know it sounds very cliche to say these days, but we are offering thoughts and prayers to those that were involved in the tragic incident. We're going to cover this in Waukesha. I'm probably saying this wrong, but the incident that everybody is tracking right now, and we're going to delve more into this, but it definitely highlights a few points that need to be discussed in the media. That why the media is being so twisted, why they're being so shady, why they're not addressing certain things. And we all know damn why. It's just a matter of pointing it out. So, but before we get to that, again, we want to say thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for sharing the podcast. Josh is back. He's fully recovered for the most part.
For the most part.
About
80%.
He's out there hacking up a lung and stuff like that.
I know, man. If I run out of here, that's why.
He's got the Rona again.
Got tested yesterday.
He's got the Rona. And
it's not herpes.
Well, that makes me breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, my God.
Yeah. No, we got the corona test yesterday. It was negative.
Good to go.
So just people get sick.
What? You mean you actually had something outside of COVID?
I know, man. As soon as you turn these heaters on.
Yeah.
My face.
Well, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. This day in history. This day in history, ladies and gentlemen, we had the assassination. John F. Kennedy is assassinated right here in Dallas, Texas, actually. And if you live in Dallas, you can actually go down and see the assassination spot. You can see the book, the area in which the shooter was at. You can see the grassy knoll. You can see all of it. It's there, clear as day. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the 35th president of the United States, is assassinated while traveling through Dallas, Texas, in an open-top convertible. First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy rarely accompanied her husband on political outings, but she was beside him along with Texas Governor John Connally and his wife for a 10-mile motorcade through the streets of downtown Dallas on November 22nd. Sitting in a Lincoln convertible, the Kennedys and Connollys waved at the large and enthusiastic crowds gathered alongside the parade route. As their vehicle passed the Texas School Book Depository building at 12:30 p.m., Lee Harvey Oswald allegedly fired 3 shots from the 6th floor, fatally wounding President Kennedy and seriously injuring Governor Connally. Kennedy was pronounced dead 30 minutes later at Dallas's Parklands Hospital. He was 46 years old. And of course, there was a lot of speculation as to who assassinated him, ties to the mob, the CIA. There's just so much speculation out there. But today is the anniversary of this. And again, he was 46 years old when he was dead. And again, 35th president of the United States of America. So that is this day in history, ladies and gentlemen. All right. What a morbid way to start the show, but whatever.
Yeah. They had to wait till they got to the hospital to determine that he was dead.
Well, you have to have
his brain was lying in.
Well,
his
you
lap.
have to have an official medical person actually make the call.
He's not going to make it.
Is it too soon to joke about? It's not too soon. I can just picture the scene from Star Trek.
We can't get his brain back in. The technology isn't there
Jim,
yet.
I'm not a miracle. I'm a doctor. It's so what do you think, Doc? Is he going to make it? It's well, there's about a third of his brain on the car. I'm pretty sure the answer on that is no.
Can't get it back in. Once it's out, it's out.
Josh also he gained his morbid sense of humor back in his sick period. Oh my God. This is why we will never be on Fox News. We're horrible. We're horrible human beings. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. All right. So if you watched, when was the Rittenhouse verdict? When did that come out? Was that Friday? Friday, yeah. Friday. After 4 days of deliberation, Friday, the Rittenhouse verdict came out and against all 5 counts found not guilty across the board. A good day for justice, a good day for those that want to defend themselves. And of course, we all knew this was going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. The leftist celebrities and echo chambers in the media have been nonstop pushing their political bias narratives founded in false information. We've seen this consistently across the board, but I am honestly in awe at this point because now we're seeing people like Mark Ruffalo, you see Pedro Pascal from The Mandalorian, you see Cuomo, you see de Blasio. These people are like, ladies and gentlemen, like I'll just read it for you. Let's look at this one. For starters, we have the Hulk. We have the Hulk from the Avengers. Like, this guy is such a bitch. Like, Mark Ruffalo is such a bitch. Like, even in real life, you look at this guy and it's like, dude, you are such a fucking cuck. Like, how could this guy play the Hulk?
I know.
Like, seriously. You look at this douchebag. Anyway, I want to read you something that Mark Ruffalo tweets out, okay? And this is after, you know what? Let me first give you some backsight on who these people were that Mark Ruffalo and leftist echo chamber celebrity lovers are endorsing, okay? The first one, and if you watched the trial, you would know this, but the first one is Joseph D. Rosenbaum, convicted sex felon, sex offender, level 3 offender. You know, he is multiple counts of child molestation, okay? Out of prison. I don't know why, but there it is. Anthony Huber, assault and battery, domestic abuse, false imprisonment, illegal weapon, all these things. And then you have Gage, Gross Krauts, whatever, convicted felon, burglary, probation violation, illegal weapon, who, by the way, and nobody's talking about this, why is Gage not on trial? He had a weapon there illegally as a felon.
Yeah, you're not allowed to,
no,
even after a certain amount of time.
Well, you see, here's the thing. Like, I'm against ex-felons not having their Second Amendment right restored. If you serve your time to society, then yes, you should have it restored, depending upon the severity of the crime. Like, if you committed a gun violence crime and you murdered somebody, then no. You should be in prison for life.
Right.
But, you know, I think
what about just armed robbery? Still, you should, like, I don't think you should have your gun rights back.
I do. If you do your time to society, if you pay your debt to society, I think you should.
Maybe after a certain amount of time. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we can have that too. But, I mean, it's still based upon what the current stances are now, law-wise. He was there with a firearm illegally.
Right.
Nobody is talking about this. No press is picking this up. Why is this kid not on trial? That's the mind-blowing part about this. He's a victim, apparently. But anyway, you see these three people here. You see the type that these celebrities are endorsing. A legit pedophile, a woman beater, and a convicted felon for, you know, burglary, stuff like that. So Mark Ruffalo, in his infinite wisdom, tweets this out after the verdict. He says, "We come together to mourn the lives lost to the same racist system that devalues black lives and devalue the lives of Anthony and JoJo." Are you fucking kidding me?
He is serious.
How tone deaf do you morons have to be? I love the fact that you're taking away from white people at this point, trying to make it about black people again, and there wasn't even any black people involved in this shooting. This is how much of a victim white liberals want to make black people. Like, black people, if you're listening, listen to what I'm telling you here, okay? Regardless of which political side you're on, do you not see the fact that this white liberal is trying to put you into a victimized mindset? Do you not realize what these people are trying to do by creating this mindset of victimhood? How does this benefit you in any way, shape, or form? Like, if you really think about it, white liberals want you to feel a certain way because they use you. They are using you. Ultimately, at the core of it, I think, is to secure more votes. But these white liberals are nonstop essentially treating black minorities and other minorities as if you are stupid. There is a history in the DNC right now when you have a president that comes out and says, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. How do you not see this by now? Joe Biden talking about black people are too stupid to use the internet. You're too poor to get an ID card, which is also, by the way, you can get it for free. Do you not see the resonating message here? It's to devalue you. It's to make you feel like a second-class citizen. It's to create the problem, which, according to them, therefore, white liberal politicians are the solutions. It's crazy to me, right? I mean, not so much. And then he goes on to say, let me first break. He talks about we mourn the lives lost. Okay, we mourn the lives. No, I'm not mourning the lives. Mm-mm. Why would anybody mourn these people? Like, sincerely, like, why Why would anybody mourn these types of individuals? You know who I mourn? People that are worth a shit, that contributed to society, that did something worth mourning over. I'm sorry, but these pieces of shit had it coming. Now, first, let me backtrack a little bit. Rittenhouse did not know they were felons and did not know one was a child predator and the other one didn't know he's a woman beater. He had no recollection of this. But the reason that came forward is they put themselves into the position of assaulting an armed 17-year-old. Now, CNN has actually come out now and said, oh, we got it wrong. He didn't cross state lines and he was legally holding a firearm. The firearm he had was perfectly legal. Now CNN is doing their best to cover their tracks, but it's too late. You had Biden calling him a white supremacist. You had CNN and the rest of them butchering this kid alive. And now they're running scared. They jumped to so many conclusions. Now, after all the trial was televised, you all saw it, you all saw the facts, they are still continuing to push a false narrative. De Blasio, Cuomo, the rest of them, they are telling you lies. And we'll get to that here in a second because I'm going to read you their tweets. And this is just insanity to me. That we can literally have a legal trial, the facts come out, proven in a court of law, and then people on the left are refusing to acknowledge those facts and instead continue to spin a lie and push it to the people, especially elected officials.
Yeah, has the media even come out and said, given the rap sheet for these guys who were killed, like the child molester and the woman beater, have they given their, does everybody know?
Oh, yeah, for the most part, yeah, 100%.
So people out there who are defending these two guys,
Absolutely.
they know they're defending a child molester and a woman beater?
Yeah. Oh, I think at this point, because there's memes going around left and right, and actually the prosecution's attorney, dude with the glass, forget his name, he even brought these things up, and he tried painting Rosenbaum in a light that was like, oh, he was a little dog that barked. I remember watching it. It was like, this kid was not a little dog that barked. He molested little boys. Yeah. He was starting fires. He was dropping the N-bomb left and right, which in and of itself is not something worthy of being shot over. But still the point is, it's like it paints a character assessment of this guy.
These guys weren't in Kenosha fighting for justice.
Fuck no. Well, in their minds, they were.
No, I don't think so at all. I think they were there just to...
Start shit?
Start shit.
No, possibly.
That's my personal opinion.
But I think that all these...
When you have all these criminals that come together... Mm-hmm. Burning down a city. Why else would you go there? Burning down a city so you can go loot, go into the store?
I saw this meme that summed it up perfectly. It's like Kyle Rittenhouse proved that you can fire into a crowd of liberals and hit a pedophile, a known felon.
It's true.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
That's exactly what he did.
Great. He did. It's funny. But all three of... And this is what happened. Layman's terms. Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay? He goes out there. And he's essentially doing... what the police are told to stand down and not do, which is protect their community.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's not illegally doing this. He was not illegally doing this. People are like, he had no business being there. Yes, he did, just like every other American does, just like the rioters and protesters did. 100%. That doesn't make it illegal. So,
but he was invited there, right?
I don't even remember.
I thought he was.
It doesn't even matter at this point.
It's irrelevant, but I wanted... I thought he had family or something like that.
His dad lives there. Yeah,
right.
His dad lives 30 minutes from there. So Rittenhouse, you see the video of him running, and these three are chasing him. They are chasing him, and that's funny to me. That liberals clearly ignore this, but for some reason, those three that chased this kid down and assaulted him, those three are the victims? Those three were the aggressors. And they got what was coming to them.
Yeah.
You try and take a skateboard and you try and, I'm sorry, there was a black person involved in this. He was the one that tried to kick Rittenhouse and I guess got away.
Yeah, they found him.
Oh, they did find him?
As it turns out.
How about that? That changes the narrative again. Now there is a black person. And he's assaulting the white kid. He's lucky he didn't get shot.
That's...
You gotta love this. You've gotta love this.
The prosecution,
it's mind blowing.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Where are we?
So Mark Ruffalo then continues on the Twitter. He talks about, black lives and devalue the lives of Anthony and JoJo. They devalued their own lives when they attacked a 17-year-old kid that was armed. I mean, let's take this into consideration that people talk about like it was a party of civil unrest. Well, your party of civil unrest attacked an armed 17-year-old. Maybe your party of unrest is slightly retarded. Did you think about that?
Oh, 100%.
It's crazy to me. But Ruffalo continues on. And he does hashtag reimagine Kenosha. Reimagine what? These people are so far out of touch with reality. So far out of touch with how things are in the real world. They live behind their gated fences, guarded by their people with guns, dining on the nicest food day after day, not worried about where the next. But these people are the rich elites, and they are so out of touch with reality. And Mark Ruffalo continues, says, after all we have seen and heard about these weapons of war, I love how they always say this, weapons of war. What exactly is a weapon of war?
A skateboard.
I'm very curious because people talk about, because we're going to talk about Beto and his run here now with the AR-15. We shouldn't have weapons of war. Well, I carried a knife overseas. I carried a 9mm pistol. Are those weapons of war? Like, what are weapons of war to these people? Like tanks, planes?
Apparently.
What are you talking about?
Bazookas.
But is a bazooka illegal? I mean, this is so crazy to me. And so people are talking about like the AR-15 is the most demonized weapon system out there. You want some real facts real quick, ladies and gentlemen? I challenge any fucking Democrat, any liberal out there to debate me on this topic. If you care so much about gun violence, okay? You care about those that are killed from violence at the hands of a gun, a firearm. More people are killed by pistols than rifles. So then why are you so focused on stripping away the access that people have to the AR-15? Do you know how much more damage Rittenhouse would have done to those people with a fire, like a pistol, a 45? You compare a .223 to a 45 caliber at point blank range almost, that 45 will blow out your back. You can't, this is the problem we face, is that these people that want to ban firearms have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to the types of firearms and what they can do and what they can accomplish. Now, don't get me wrong, the AR-15 is a very accurate platform. But when it comes to like the situations in which it's been used, a pistol would have been 10 times more deadly. 10 times more deadly. But let them make the decisions for you, the people, based upon their ignorance, because they don't know what they're talking about. And the same thing is exemplified by Mark Ruffalo and his types. He says, after all we've seen and heard about these weapons of war, these killing machines, there is no doubt that people who faced this young man were more afraid of him than he was of them. Really? If I'm more afraid of somebody else, I'm probably not going to chase them down in the road and try and beat them. What is this dude talking about? He was one, and basically he continues, says, he was the one with a weapon of war loaded and ready to be used on people. So did the other douchebag. You're not talking about that. Yeah, it's interesting how they leave out these
criminal.
Yeah, the convicted felon who was there and had a firearm illegally. Rittenhouse didn't. Do you see where these liberals stand, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see where they stand? They stand for the criminal. That's what they stand for. That 17-year-old kid that is operating within the realms of the law, that the police were told to stand down by elected politicians that are cowards while communities burn. This kid's out there doing what a community needs to do. And yet they're going to demonize him for it because he's white.
Well,
you see where we're at, ladies and gentlemen?
He's about to be extremely wealthy as
he
well.
100% is. He's going to be fine. Do you not see it yet, folks? If you're not seeing it at this point, that you have your hands so far in the sand, you can't even be reached. And he continues, and he says, justice weeps bitterly today. We are coming together to heal the scars left by the wounds of this grief. We will care for each other and remedy. Oh my God, hold on. I got to do this. Here we go. This is our liberal intro. Justice weeps bitterly today. We are coming together to heal the scars left by the wounds of this grief. We will care for each other and remember why we continue to march. But realistically, we don't know why. We just want to march for something because we want to feel like we're a part of something big. Your tears make for amazing lubricant when I jerk off to your tweets, Mark. Oh, man, it feels so good. Just knowing you're over there triggered, so angry and upset that you didn't get your way. Oh, it's so good. I'm gonna, oh God. Oh God. In my shock, my happy shock. Shut the fuck up, Mark Ruffalo, you stupid fuck. Jesus. These people are just so unhinged. So fucking unhinged. And then you got Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo's out here. Jeez. Mr. fucking
nipple rings.
Nipple rings himself. And he tweets out, today's verdict is a stain on the soul of America and sends a dangerous message about who and what values our justice system was designed to protect. We must stand unified in rejecting supremacist vigilantism and with one voice say, this is not who we are. New York Assembly finds overwhelming evidence that Cuomo engaged in sexual harassment. Cuomo also used top state officials to help draft book and was not fully transparent about nursing home deaths, report says. The New York State Assembly Judiciary Committee said Monday it found overwhelming evidence that disgraced former Governor Andrew Cuomo engaged in sexual harassment while in office, concluding an 8-month impeachment investigation into multiple allegations of misconduct. The Judiciary Committee's 60-page report, which detailed the investigation by law firm Davis Polk and Howard LLP, said Cuomo's engaged in multiple instances of sexual harassment, including by creating a hostile work environment and engaging in sexual misconduct. The investigation consisted of hundreds of interviews of relevant witnesses, as well as a review of tens of thousands of documents, including emails, text messages, photographs, recordings and phone calls, social media accounts, and video recordings, the report said. Cuomo, who resigned in August after the state attorney general's report saying he sexually harassed 11 women, was vehemently denied any wrongdoing. We have reviewed the former governor's charges to the allegations, and nothing in his voluminous submissions can overcome the overwhelming evidence of his misconduct, the report said. The report also found that Cuomo tasked top state officials with helping him develop his book, American Crisis, Leadership Lessons from the COVID-19 Pandemic. And that one senior official even complained in a text message to a colleague that working on the book was compromising his or her ability to work on COVID-related matters. Jesus Christ. This dipshit wants to lecture us and says, this is not who we are. Bro, you need to shut the fuck up and fade into oblivion.
I know.
You had your chance. You ruined it. You murdered people. You sexually harassed women. Why is the woke mob not coming for your head? We all know the answer to that, though, Of course. This is how hypocritical Democrats are. This is the liberal party of insanity. You cannot tell me that these people are not mentally unhinged. You sit there knowing full well you sexually harassed 11 women, and you have the audacity to even tweet a single thing like this? How tone deaf do you have to be saying, this is not who we are? Bro, you sexually assault and harass somebody's daughter. Shut the fuck up. And that's all you were caught for. I guarantee there's more.
Oh, yeah.
This dude is just a fucking scumbag. Just what a fucking scumbag.
I'd like to see the polls of how many people still care what he thinks.
Liberals don't care.
Apparently.
Liberals don't give a shit.
Or they're just like so stupid that he's like, I can say anything. They don't care.
This is how, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's a political bias. But this guy has the audacity to tweet this out.
Look, I'm a cool governor. I got my nipples pierced.
Yeah, I like, like some freaky shit. Hey, come on.
Nice tits, lady.
Bafangula.
Come on.
Hey, I work at my brother works at CNN. Yeah, you wanna jiggle my marbles? What you wanna do? Let's do this. Fucking, this is not who the fuck we are. This kid, he attacked these 3 white people.
It's not who.
Wait, one of them had a gun. The other one touched a little kid. It was a kid he did. It doesn't fucking matter. Hey, this ain't who we are.
Get over here, spit in my mouth.
Yeah, come over here, fondle my balls for me real quick. You work for me, even better.
Even better.
Even better. This fucking hypocrite. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
What a moron. I can't even imagine. Like, to be in their mind, it's like, what level of denial do you have to live in? But it's like, you know what? Because even when I post shit, it's like, okay, is this something that I value? Does this line up with my values? Is this what I represent? And how does Cuomo just live in a world where it's like, you want to talk about this is not who we are? Bro, you resigned in disgrace. In disgrace.
Did he resign or was he forced out?
He resigned, but he was forced.
Okay.
But still, The fact is, like, bro, you should fade off into obscurity and die alone. Like, shut the fuck up, bro.
I think so, man. Jeez.
But these celebrities, anything they can do to woke signal to be accepted back into the movement. No, guys, I'm just like you. I'm cool like you. Hey, I'm woke too. This isn't who we are. Look, I hate whitey too. Yeah. Can I please be a part of your cool house liberal club, please?
Come on.
Come on. Come on. And then Pedro Pascal. Let me pull up this tweet. I should have been better prepared. Pedro Pascal. He tweets out, oh my God. I just, the first thing I see when I pull up his Twitter is he, him pronouns. That's the first thing I have to, yeah, that's the first thing. When I notice that off somebody, it's like, okay, you're retarded, whatever. This is what this dipshit fucking tweets out. Pedro Pascal posts a picture of the two deceased fucking pieces of shit. Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and Anthony Huber, 27, murdered August 25th, 2020. Rest in peace. Are you fucking serious, dude? Like, are you really serious with this? You're praising a child pedophile, or just a pedophile in general. Like, this is what this is like, it's like George Floyd, too, but it's like, the martyred fucking bad human being. Oh! Do you not notice a trend here? Are people just not noticing a trend that liberals love hoisting up pieces of shit individuals as their heroes? Oh, no, they were right on the cusp of doing something amazing. They were such a wonderful human being. He literally just, yeah. Really? He literally just tried passing a counterfeit bill. And before that, he basically held a pregnant woman at gunpoint. These are your martyrs. These are your heroes. It's no wonder your side of the political spectrum is so rooted in depravity, immorality, insanity. It doesn't surprise anybody at this point. That's what old Cuomo's tweeting out, though. You got to love that. Hundreds of documents, a 60-page report showing how Cuomo is proven to have sexually harassed these women. Bro, like, again, Christine Ballsy Ford can go after Kavanaugh on instances that she recollected from 35 years ago with not one shred of evidence. And the entire world goes after Brett Kavanaugh with no proof.
Believe all women.
Believe all the women's. We're going to hashtag believe all the women's. Fuck
Me
due process.
too.
Alyssa Milano goes after this dude and then turns around, and in the face of when Joe Biden is accused of, like, by 5 different women of sexually assaulting them, she's just like, oh, well, we're just going to pretend that didn't happen.
Sorry, Tara Reid. I believe you, but we
Yeah.
really need this win.
I believe all women unless it's someone that doesn't line up with my political values, in which case then you're lying and I don't believe you. Such hypocrisy. Such disgust. These people are honestly just stupid. Just so stupid. And to, like, really put the icing on the cake, Massachusetts University hosts segregated processing spaces for responding to Rittenhouse verdict. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Segregated. Do you see now how they don't want us united? They want us divided. This is what the press secretly wants. It's not even a secret anymore.
Oh,
At this point, like, if you don't see
all
it,
out in the open.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like, if you can't see what's going on right now, then I don't think you're ever going to see it.
You're willfully blind.
Yeah.
Fitchburg State University in Massachusetts hosted several processing spaces segregated by race in response to the Kyle Rittenhouse trial verdict, which found Rittenhouse not guilty on all charges. The Fitchburg State University Center for Diversity and Inclusiveness announced the processing spaces in an email to campus community members, which also erroneously stated that Jacob Blake was killed. The Center of Diversity and Inclusiveness is creating space for our community to process the not guilty on all accounts verdict in Kenosha, Wisconsin case where Kyle Rittenhouse, an Illinois native, shot and killed 2 people protesting the wrongful death of Jacob Blake in 2020. Okay. It's funny how they intentionally misrepresent the actions of what actually happened. Ladies and gentlemen, there is literally video footage you can go watch showing that what they just wrote is a lie. Do you wonder why, they call these things liberal indoctrinating facilities? That's what college campuses are these days. Where Kyle Rittenhouse, an Illinois native, but his father lived there and he had every right to be there just like everybody else, shot and killed 2 people protesting the wrongful death. They weren't protesting. They were being violent. They violently attacked him. They were lighting fires. Another fact showcased that it was Rosenbaum, I believe, was lighting a dumpster on fire to push it down a road. All these facts came into light, and they still have not recanted their lies. Kyle was acquitted of all charges in the case after driving to Wisconsin with an automatic rifle, the email read. An AR-15, a semi-automatic. 1 squeeze equals 1 round. You can't hold it down and multiple rounds come out. I love how they're phrasing this. Buzzwords, dog whistle words to just make other liberals go, it was an AR-15? Oh my God.
Are those ghost rounds?
I think so, 100%. It's a ghost gun with a 100-round capacity clip that fires 1 million rounds a second.
There you have it, folks.
There you have it. We should ban all ghost guns.
What gets me is like Trevor Noah says, nobody drives into a city with guns just because they love someone else's business that much. That's some bullshit. No one has ever thought, it's my solemn duty to pick up a rifle and protect that TJ Maxx.
You know what they do think, though? It is my solemn duty to freaking take out criminals that the police and politicians won't.
Yeah, you know what?
When the political system fails and the cops are pulled back, it's up to the society to come in, a community to step in and say, no, you're not going to burn down
if
my
that
city.
was my family's business,
fuck yeah.
You're damn right I'm going to go over there and help them defend it.
Absolutely.
And you
don't have to have a love of a business to freaking stand and defend against right versus wrong. Trevor Noah is the prime example of why these people don't seem to understand. It's not about the businesses per se. It's right versus wrong, good versus evil. You are evil human beings. You are evil human beings. And those 3, at least 2 of them, got what they had coming. That's karma.
What were they doing there?
They were being violent.
What were they rising up for? What was their purpose for being there? I mean, they were being vigilantes. Douchebags that are saying this kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Only apply it to one side.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you're trying to take away my livelihood.
Yeah.
You're
trying to burn down my city, cause more diversity and animosity. Yeah, you're not wanted here.
You're in trouble.
You are. And the beautiful part about it is, though, ladies and gentlemen, that in Brooklyn, New York, there was a massive BLM protest as a result of this. You can watch the footage. It's out there. And the majority of them are white. And then you have the people out there saying the way to fix this is communism. They don't even hide it anymore. This is from the BLM, by the way.
I'm surprised there's not more people in places like Oregon or Seattle that are really standing up for their cities or trying to take it back.
Because I think the majority of them are liberal and they're not going to say anything.
I mean, there's got to be Republicans that live there.
Oh, 100%. But it's also, it's like if you're elected
if that was happening here.
Yeah. If your elected officials aren't doing anything and they're holding back the cops, one of 2 things is going to happen. People are going to move out or people are going to come by. They're going to unite and start saying, okay, we're going to fight back. If the cops won't do it, we will.
I mean, if a protest started happening down our street.
Yeah, I still don't
understand. And they start lighting businesses and buildings on fire.
100%.
Like, we're climbing up on the roof and defending ourselves.
100%.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
But liberals, I saw a lot of people out there talking about, well, you don't have the right to defend yourself when somebody does that. It's like, yes, the fuck you do.
Yeah.
You don't have the right to attack me. It's like causation.
Did you forget that part of the argument? Like, you have the right to attack? Yeah.
But they don't want to focus on that. They want to focus on the fact that they're the victim instead. It's like, I punched you in the face, you punched me back, knocked my teeth out, but suddenly you're the victim. It's like, you threw the first punch. You're at fault.
Yeah. And all this because of racism?
They fucked around and found out.
So because somebody who you said was racist, you're going to go ahead and burn down a city.
That's how they think.
You're going to burn down innocent people's businesses.
That's how they think.
You don't even know them.
No justice, no peace.
You're going to kill people who had nothing to do with this. Mm-hmm. That's your justification? You're like, I don't think so.
The whole no justice, no peace. Well, now you got 2 dudes that they found quick justice and they have peace in hell. So
they'll never find peace.
Fuck no. I hope the devil's butt fucking them. Oh my God. So Blake was paralyzed but not killed after being shot by a police officer in August of 2020. The police officer who responded to the domestic terrorist disturbance call that led to Blake's shooting was not charged by the state or federal government after investigations. The email went on to say that Fitchburg State University would be providing virtual and in-person physical spaces where students and staff will get the chance to discuss your thoughts, emotions, and reflections. The 4 processing spaces include a Students of Color Presence space, White Student Ally Processing space, Faculty and Staff of Color Processing space, and White Faculty and Staff Ally Processing space. I like how they use the ally. So you're not there on your own, you're allied with minorities. over a shooting that didn't involve black people. Oh, fuck me in the ass. The retardation is just through the fucking roof today, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot make this shit up. You just can't. This is the society and the reality in which these people exist. They actually believe this. I can't imagine being that mentally weak. I can't. But this is willfully mentally weak.
You got to try. I mean, you really got to.
You really do. Yeah, you have to really
practice.
be devoid. But again, I've said this before. This is the everybody gets a trophy generation. Everyone gets a trophy generation, having grown up and now has children. This is the results. This is the result of not spanking your children. This is the result of people just being piece of shit parents and relying upon the state to raise your child or the government to raise your child. This is what happens. This is what you get. Insanity. All right. So first, I want to look at CNN's headlines here. Okay. Let's look at the front page of CNN. Suspect in parade tragedy may have been fleeing another scene. Irrelevant. Doesn't matter. But why do they call him suspect? 5 people dead and more than 40 injured after an SUV plowed into a Wisconsin parade. Officials believe the suspect was escaping another incident. Suspect twice now.
Yeah.
What are they missing, ladies and gentlemen? Chat, fill me in. What are they missing? What is CNN?
Yeah, you want to know what color he was? Just listen to how they.
What are they missing? Oh, there it is. He's a black man. But the CNN ain't going to touch that with a brick fucking stick. You won't go near that. It's okay when it's a white person, but when it's a person of color, damn, you suddenly get fucking colorblind. Now, please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not condemning black people over this. It's not what it's about. It's talking about the hypocrisy of CNN.
Yeah, this is
This is what they do. This is what they do.
Piece of shit who just happens to be black.
This is exactly what they do. Waukesha Christmas parade attack. 5 dead, 40 injured. For those that don't know, there was a Christmas parade going down, and this piece of shit, I believe, took a van and essentially ran over a lot of people, did a lot of damage. Daryl Brooks being questioned, live updates. Milwaukee prosecutors are conducting an internal review into their own office's decision to make an inappropriately low bail recommendation for Daryl Brooks Jr., the person of interest in nearby Waukesha. So that's kind of funny. So if the system is inherently racist, how did this piece of shit get out early? How did that fucking pedophile have over 11 different counts, Rosenbaum, and how is he out of prison? Oh, in that case, it is racist. If it's a white dude, it's racist. If it's a black dude, turn the other cheek. Let's not even pay attention to that. Nothing to see here. Move on. Brooks has multiple pending cases in Milwaukee County, including a 2020 case involving 2 counts of second-degree recklessly endangering and being a felon in possession of a firearm, according to a spokesperson for Milwaukee District Attorney John Chisholm. Bail was originally set at $10,000 and were later reduced to $7,500, the district attorney office said. Wow. The man being questioned after a red SUV plowed through Waukesha's Christmas parade, killing at least 5 people and injuring dozens, has been identified as Daryl E. Brooks Jr., a Milwaukee man with a criminal history dating back to 1999 that includes numerous violent felonies. Multiple senior law enforcement sources told Fox News that the 39-year-old longtime felon was being questioned in connection with the attack. Police said early Monday that a red SUV plowed into pedestrians Sunday evening, killing 5 and injuring at least 40 more. Some of the victims were children. He has a long rap sheet and a number of pending cases. Brooks' most recent court appearance came on November 5th for charges including reckless endangerment, battery, domestic abuse, resisting arrest, and bail jumping. He was out on $1,000 bail for the charges at the time of the attack. So where is the racism inherent in the system, ladies and gentlemen? I'm asking you that now. Where is the racism? All those things this piece of shit was guilty of, and he was out on $1,000 bail. Maybe it's the fact that the judicial system has failed us numerous times. Maybe it's because we've gone far too soft, because so many of you out there, oh my God, they target people, minorities at a much higher percentile. But we're not acknowledging the fact that it's also soft and allows shit like this to happen. This is insanity to me. In July 2020, police charged him with 3 other felonies, including reckless endangerment and being a felon in possession of a firearm. He is also listed as a Tier 2 registered sex offender in Nevada. A background check. Why are these people walking around our society? Why are these convicted pieces of shit allowed to still be members in our society?
Yeah, I don't know that there's any amount of time that would make me think that that guy should have a weapon.
Fuck no. He's a sex offender. He should be in prison for life. Like, stop being lenient on these people.
Yeah.
You raped a child, you're fucking dead. Why is that not an option?
Should be on the table. It should be on the table.
100% should. Like, if we really sit there and think about this, why should a pedophile, a pedophile that has actually committed an act, why should they be allowed to live? You took away the innocence of a child that didn't have the ability to defend themselves against you. You're a Class A human piece of shit and not deserving of life. Maybe it's because our judicial system is ran by weak people. We need strong leaders in positions of authority that can make the decisions to help better steer our society in a good direction, not letting known fucking sex offenders walk around free. He was convicted of obstructing an officer in 2005 and 2003. In 2002, he had another felony marijuana charge. Okay, well, I don't give a fuck about that. In 2010, he pleaded no contest to felony strangulation charges after allegedly attacking a woman during an argument about phone calls. In 2012, he pleaded guilty to misdemeanor bail jumping and marijuana charges. A year earlier, he pleaded guilty to felony marijuana charges and resisting arrest. Brooks also appeared to use the pseudonym Math Boy Fly in music videos and is also associated with the aliases Daryl Eugene Brooks and Quentin Felicine in court documents. One of Brooks' videos, which has been removed from YouTube, showed a red Ford SUV that resembles the one seen plowing to a crowd at the parade Sunday night on Main Street in Waukesha. Witnesses described the chaos of blood and bodies thrown into the air and strewn about the street before bystanders rushed to try and help victims as paramedics raced to the scene. An attorney for Brooks did not immediately return calls seeking comment. Local authorities set up a temporary memorial for the victims at Veterans Park just west of the scene. Whoever takes on this dude as a client, you're a grade A piece of shit. It's all about the Benjamins, though. I get it. I get it. But fuck me, man. Like, this dude was out on $1,000 bail, and this is what he does.
But he'll be appointed attorney by the state.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's just...
True. Even doing that is just like, yeah, I don't want this. Like, this guy's a piece of shit. Let him fucking fry.
Like, yeah, we'll give you the dumbest attorney.
Let's go back. Let's go back to CNN. Let's go back to CNN's. Oh, yeah. Not a single word. Not a single word about this guy being black. They won't touch it. They won't go near it. You know damn well, if you do that, it throws your entire narrative off. You can't. Oh, God, no. Now, there are people out there circulating rumors this guy was a part of the BLM. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not even going down that road. If it comes out that he was, hey, there you go. But even still, his actions alone define what a piece of shit he is. I think a lot of people are wanting him to BLM, so it gives them something to discredit the BLM with. It's not necessary. They've discredited themselves enough over the last freaking 4 years. You don't need it. It is what it is. Marxists / communists out there, like, yeah, this is what the BLM is now.
The 2 guys Kyle Rittenhouse just killed were BLM members, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So
there you go.
They're recruiting pedophiles and career criminals.
You gotta love it.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
There you go.
That's the way it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Do you not see the bias now with CNN? Democrats, are you waking up yet? Are you seeing this yet? I like how they said suspect in parade tragedy may have been fleeing another scene. He killed children. This is how tone deaf these networks are. I'm just in awe of this. Like, I really am. Like, you're that biased? I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, CNN is just it's a full-on Democratic propaganda wing.
Somebody is saying it's true. He has BLM and black nationalist shit in his Twitter. Hey, do me a favor.
He's on Twitter.
What's his Twitter? Oh, yeah, go figure. He's on Twitter. Yeah. What is this douchebag? Let's look this up. Twitter. Does this guy have a Twitter? Has it got pulled down yet? You can follow me at Sergeant Savage on Twitter, by the way.
Of course. Didn't the Taliban have a Twitter account as well? Yeah.
Yep.
Well.
His social media seems to have been filled with BLM rhetoric. Some of his lyrics were definitely pro-BLM. Paul Joseph Watson just released a video showing a lot of his political leanings. Let me pull up Paul Joseph Watson. He has 2 Twitter accounts. Let me pull this up. Here's one of his videos. Okay, this is tweeted out. Oh, we're watching this live together, ladies and gentlemen. I have not watched this. It's a 31-second video. This is the guy in question. Video of Daryl Brooks, the Waukesha BLM terrorist, admitting to being a sex offender and sex trafficker in Nevada. Let's look at this.
Now I'm a pedophile. Let me explain that. 10 years ago, 2006, I caught a case with my oldest daughter's mama. Yes, my baby mama. She's from Oakland. I was busting moves in Nevada. I meet the bitch. She say she want to get down, so I'm pimping on the bitch. I'll take her to Nevada. You know what I'm saying? I get cracked. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know the bitch was 16 at the time. She gave a statement to the police and told them, yeah, she was hoeing, that I was pimping, and that she was 16, and that I didn't know that.
Just a quality individual.
Oh, first class all the way.
Absolutely.
First class.
Yeah, just great individual there.
Pimping bitches.
Pimping bitches, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where are the liberals on this one? You know, pimping bitches, really? Isn't that very sexist?
And he loves haters. That's
yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
Oh, gosh. Pimping bitches. You gotta love it when you're pimping bitches.
Just
trying to find out, like, did they restrict this guy's
first
Twitter?
class human being all around, standing up for what's right.
Did they pull this guy's Twitter? I'm sure they did.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. I love the Twitter replies in this. There's like, sounds like an outstanding citizen, and then people say BLM will defend him.
Yeah.
This guy's such a piece of shit. Let me see what Paul Joseph Watson. I like Paul Joseph Watson. I do. I think he's a good dude. Well, at least from what I see him post. Whatever the truth behind the tragedy of Waukesha, it will be swiftly brushed under the carpet by media because it doesn't fit the narrative. This is from YouTube. Let's see what this says.
Black male driving a red SUV at high speed through a Christmas parade. Alleged culprit Daryl Edward Brooks was not exactly a pillar of the community. Released just 2 days prior on bond, he had a lengthy criminal record that included domestic abuse and pimping out a 16-year-old girl. But within hours of the incident, the media told us that the culprit was just fleeing the scene of another crime, and that the incident wasn't at all a targeted attack motivated by politics or race. It just happened to take place in Wisconsin 2 days after.
All right, we'll come back to that. Math Boy Fly. Is it Math Boy? Yeah, Math Boy. Let's go see if that pulls it up. Let's see if they haven't taken us down his Twitter yet. Let's go get a look-see into this demented dude's freaking... this dude's freaking... Let me see if it's still up there. Math Boy Fly. I'm typing it in.
Is the town pronounced Waukesha?
Could be.
I don't know.
I'm not seeing... There's Disclosed TV has some stuff put up there. New person taken into custody connection. It's 3 hours ago. Yeah, there's pictures of this dude all over the place. Remember when videos are circulating of elderly people being randomly punched in the face and knocked out cold? Math Boy Fly was a repeat participant who wanted to knock out as many old white men as possible. Okay, now hold on. That's just somebody speculating. I'm not seeing proof on that. I'll have to first figure that out. Yeah, there's the video of him saying that. Oh, we got some Queen B-Do tweets out, blacking my love, husband, wife, mine, red. This guy just seems like a quality individual.
Got some long
this is Daryl.
there.
He's rapping with a gun. Okay, this is him. We're about to see some rap video. We know how well rap does for our society. Let's see what this does. See what he's talking about here.
To the game when I used to play the benches. Now it's like Da Vinci got him looking at me different. I can't get it. AO with a stitches, yeah. Venom when I kiss it, yeah. Kidnap you and miss it, yeah. Work all in the kitchen, damn. Money by the ceiling fan. Shorty wanna take a chance. I'ma need a cash advance. To the game.
I just got stupider listening to that. I just got down. I'm sorry. I think some of this rap music is some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Bro, Jesus Christ. Get a fucking job, man. Get a fucking job. These idiots. These idiots that fucking push this shit and they believe and they love this shit. And, bro, come on.
He's pimping.
He's pimping bitches. He's pimping 16-year-old bitches. And, yeah, I don't know if this is the same red SUV or not. It very well could be. They were talking about that possibly could have been the same one he used in the violent attack. I don't know. But, my gosh. What a fucking loser. Mass murder. He is a mass murderer, by the way. Yeah. Just a fucking real. I don't want to. Oh my god. I don't want to show that video. Jesus, I can't even. I don't want to show the video of him actually doing it.
It's terrible.
Yeah. SoundCloud rapper Mathboy Fly. Yeah, I think they've suspended his Twitter account because it's highlighted, but you can't click on it. AKA Daryl Brooks claims to be a terrorist in one of his songs. He drove a car into a crowd of people, killing 5, injuring 40. Yeah. The license plate matches the one they gave out in the scout. That could be it. There you go. But hey, let's not take into account what rap is doing in our society. But yeah, keep listening to it. Absolutely. There's just so much on Twitter you can see about this guy. Again, quality individual. Liberals going to try and figure out how to spin this because he's black. This is a tweet from Mathboy Fly. Learned ND taught behavior, so when we start back knocking white people the fuck out, Ion wanna heart it. The old white people too, knock them the fuck out. I'm sorry, I don't speak peasant. I don't know what this idiot is saying. I'm sorry. Learned and taught behavior. So when we start back knocking... When you intentionally misspell a word with more letters than the correct version would be, whatever. Ion wanna hear it. Ion, I don't speak stupid. I'm sorry. I don't. If this is Ebonics, then I don't speak stupid. I'm sorry. I just don't.
You ever try to read it in like a real...
Learn and taught behavior. So when we start back knocking white people, I'm sorry, my brain can't process this. I just can't.
Learned and taught behavior.
Yeah, I can't.
So when we start back knocking white people the fuck out, I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
The old white people too.
You don't want to hear
Knock
it?
Down
it's called basic
out.
language. It's called basic
Period.
English. You were taught this. I don't want to hear it. What?
Okay.
What the fuck are you saying?
I own.
Right. I'm sorry. I need someone to translate this idiocy from me. But again, the complete racism here. This guy's a fucking racist.
He said learned.
This is a racist person.
Learned and taught behavior.
He's calling for the knocking out of white people. The old white people too. He's talking about assaulting old white people. Liberals aren't going to touch this with a brick stick. They ain't touching this with a brick stick.
It says, where is that? It means he's a blood gang member. They can't or won't use the letter C for Crips. Is that true?
I have no idea. If it is, it's pretty stupid. Hey, if you're part of our gang, you can't use this letter anymore. It's like
we're going to have to eliminate the letter C.
Oh, my God.
All right, Did you get that?
Amateur rapper who's been bailed out of jail less than 48 hours earlier has a lengthened... Wow, just a fucking piece of shit. Yeah, people are confirming that is the SUV in his rap video. What a piece of shit. A convicted sex offender pimping out a 16-year-old bitch. In his words. This is what they love. This is what liberals love. I'm sure Mark Ruffalo is going to tweet out for him.
Oh, yeah.
We stand in solidarity with Mr. Pimping Out 16-year-old bitches.
I mean... Mark should have this guy over to his house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe
let him drive your daughters around. Why not? Yeah, right?
Set up a mentorship program.
Absolutely.
Really start giving back. Mm-hmm.
Maybe have him teach a driver's ed course.
Put a little bit of money
Mark
behind
Ruffalo?
his music career.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Why not? Him, de Blasio, the rest. Why not? There you go. There's your poster boy that you want to side with because he's a minority.
Get him some studio time. Let him twist some knobs. Get in there. Lay down some hot fire.
Yeah. Drop some beats for them 16-year-old pimps or bitches that you want to pimp, bro. Yeah, absolutely. You're so cool.
He's got it.
He's rapping with that Mac 10. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Was it? It looked like a plastic gun.
It probably was. He probably can't afford a fucking Mac 10. Well, I know he can't. He's a felon. You can't buy one. I do note that he wasn't the one holding it in the video, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd probably catch a charge for that. Yeah. Yep. That's where it's at, ladies and gentlemen. Beto O'Rourke says Rittenhouse saga makes the case against AR-15s. Mr. Twice Loser in the political spectrum, Beto O'Rourke suggests during an appearance on CNN's State of the Union that Kyle Rittenhouse saga makes the case against AR-15 ownership. Now, this is why Beto is going to fail and fail miserably. Right now, we see the state of Australia and the lockdowns it's going into nonstop. We see a populace unable to defend itself. Right now, you have Democrats at the southern border of Texas that are flipping to red because essentially realizing that Democrats, when it comes to border security, are fucking horrible. They're weak. They won't enforce it. And they realize how much damage it's doing to their local community. Josh brought up an article earlier about what was it? How many immigrants were getting busted for rape and murder, stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
A lot.
It's a lot. Democrats at the southern border are starting to flip because they realize people like Beto don't really give a shit about them per se, more about the narrative that is embraced by the Democratic Party. That's what he cares about. It's virtue signaling how woke I can be. And repeating this, like Beto is an idiot. This guy he's a puppet. He's a puppeteer, or a puppet rather, not a puppeteer. This guy's got he's got some famous Democrat's hand up his ass telling him what to say. Beto is too stupid. He's an idiot. You look at this guy, you listen to him speak. He does not know what he's talking about. It says this entire tragedy makes the case that we should not allow our fellow Americans to own and use weapons that were originally designed for battlefield use. The AR-15 and the AK-47 have one single solitary purpose, and that is killing people as effectively and efficiently and in great numbers in as little time as possible. That's what all weapon systems should be designated for, you fucking moron. What are you talking about? But why aren't you addressing the fact that Gage had a pistol? And also, that AR-15 proved that when you're being attacked by 3, much less 4 people, you can defend yourself.
Yeah.
Weird. Not touching that one, though, are you? Let's change the context of the situation, and let's make it to where Kyle Rittenhouse is the aggressor and the rest are victims. No. They were chasing him down. This is in the footage. These morons are denying facts. They are denying facts. They're twisting the narrative. And nobody cares. On December 4th, 2019, Breitbart News reported National School Shooting Sports Foundation figures showing Americans own approximately 420 million firearms at that time, around 18 million of which were AR-15s and similar rifles. So out of 420 million, only 18 million owned AR-15s, and that's really got you scared? It starts with the AR-15, but it will evolve into something. Imagine if they do get the AR-15 made. They're going to go for something else next.
Like, yeah, it doesn't stop there.
Doesn't stop. That's why you don't give them an inch. You do not give them an inch.
It's like mandating companies with 100 employees to get your...
Yep.
It starts there.
Yep.
And then they work down to everybody.
Did you see the shipyard? The shipyard, it's one of the biggest shipyards there. I shouldn't have been ready for this. I apologize.
Yeah, you should have been ready.
I should have been better ready for this.
But yeah,
where is it? I had this sent to me like right before the podcast. I love seeing this. Let me see where I can find it at. Shit. Big shipyard essentially just said they are not going to enforce
vaccine
mandates because essentially they got threatened by their workers to do mass exodus and they bent the knee.
Yeah.
I told you, people, hit them in the wallet, they'll cave. Hit them in the wallet and they will cave. You're doing it the right way.
And not to mention,
there's a shift. It's
illegal.
Coming. Yeah, 100%.
You can't force people.
Well, Biden, so for those that don't know, the OSHA mandates, the mandates Biden's trying to push and being enforced by OSHA has stopped nationwide. It got fought here in Texas, and apparently it's applied to all states. I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was just Texas. But apparently now, pending more litigation, OSHA has been dismissed. They can't enforce this. Ron DeSantis, like, bro,
that guy's a beast.
I'm honestly, I got to say, when he first started coming out in the news, it's like, wait, do y'all remember when I said this? Like, don't jump to conclusions on this guy. We don't know. We don't know how he's going to be. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about 7 months later. I got to say, I'm impressed with this guy. I am impressed with this guy. He's now basically said they're considering, well, he also signed a bill now making it illegal for companies to mandate the vaccine. Yeah. And he signed it in Brandon, Florida, which was fucking a subtle jab about let's go Brand, which is beautifully done, by the way.
He gets it. He's
also talking about removing OSHA from Florida. And I'm like, I fucking love this dude.
Get it out of Texas,
Get it out of Texas. That's why I tagged Abbott and posted, like, what the fuck are you waiting on?
Yep.
Like, Abbott, what are you waiting for? You can do the same thing. Make it illegal, as it should be.
Yeah.
One of the rare cases where I think government interventionism is doing it the right way. Saying it should be illegal for a company to mandate that you get a certain vaccine that has also been not FDA approved. Oh, and did y'all know that the FDA is basically saying that they won't release the information until like 2075, I think it is?
Yeah.
Have you seen that article? Why are they waiting? Oh, because a generation can pass and no accountability can be held. Interesting how that works, right? Yeah. Weird.
I think we're in a time of like a great awakening.
I think so as well. Yeah.
It's like it's really getting ready to just come to a head, and people are be like, "What the?"
I had a buddy of mine. He talked about. I think Tim Pool had talked about. They said every 80 years America goes through an internal conflict, and we're right on that cusp right now. And so my buddies are just kind of like, these are educated guys. I could see in 10 years America will be in another internal armed conflict. Maybe not to the extent of the Civil War, but at the point where there will be bloodshed in the streets. And I think it's going to hit that point. I do.
I don't know. You don't think we're already there? Like they've taken over cities. Bless you.
I think it's going to get better or worse. Excuse me. I think with more Antifa stuff emerging on the street, like that's the other part. Like how Portland, Oregon.
I think we'll see more people start to come against.
Yeah. Well, that one
idiots
CNN
who are burning down buildings at some point.
He said he feels like the Rittenhouse verdict is going to enable and encourage and incentivize firearms owners to go out there and shoot people like the 3 Kyle Rittenhouse took out, or the 2 rather. It's like, yeah, it absolutely should.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of going out and shooting them, but in the sense of like being armed and defending right versus wrong, good versus evil. These are evil human beings.
It's going to be sad.
You have your right to protest. Don't get me wrong. Rittenhouse even did the interview with Tucker Carlson immediately after. He said, I actually support the BLM's right to vocalize their opinion, which is a very smart stance to take on his part. Very smart stance to take. But at what point do we have to acknowledge the fact that when you resort to violent means because you didn't like the outcome of a verdict of a trial, now you're a terrorist? So the very same people that these leftists out there were accusing of being homegrown domestic terrorists, like the parents vocalizing they don't want CRT in their school.
Right.
They're domestic terrorists, but these people out there getting violent, they're not.
That's they've done zero to mitigate that situation.
Absolutely, yeah.
So they've turned against innocent people who have nothing to do with anything. Mm-hmm. You're decrying racism
every time
throughout the system, and you're taking it out on people that have nothing to do with it.
Yep.
I don't think so. Exactly. So I mean, that's when you come to the point where people are going to arm up, and they're going to defend themselves, and it's going to be really sad.
I think this is going to happen a lot sooner than 10 years.
I do too.
I think with the Rittenhouse verdict, I think people are going to start understanding and waking up. But in response to that, the BLM is going to see it as white supremacy being endorsed by the judicial system. They're going to arm up, and we're going to have bloodshed in the streets. I really think so.
I mean,
we're going to have an internal, I think, race war based upon false facts pushed by the media. But if it does come to that point, I think the media and those that enabled this type of mindset should be the first ones to go.
See, and I don't even think it's a race war because
I think it is.
Not every person of color
I think it's being
on
fed.
That side.
I think it's being fed into a race war, though.
Like, I don't know, what's that old saying? Like, it's not an old saying, but
divide and conquer.
Something like that, but I don't know.
No, I think that's what the conflict is going to be centered around. And naturally, not everybody's going to be black versus white, but I think those that get violent, that's how it's going to start. Because the Rittenhouses, there are going to be more Rittenhouses, I think, and they're going to be white, or even if it's a minority, the BLM and white liberals are going to unify on the left, saying that's because this is racism, and the only way to topple racism is to combat it physically. And therefore, if the judicial system is not respected and they think it's broken and it just caves and panders to white supremacy, well, then why wouldn't you get violent with it? And the leftist media is just going to feed into this. They're going to keep feeding into this, even though that's not the case. So a lot of this is centered around ignorance, just flat out fucking ignorance. Yeah. And the press is the biggest espouser of this ignorance. Yeah. And also these blue check Twitter mark morons that don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, well that comes when the indoctrination, too, of these colleges and stuff like that, where you have these kids that are going into college and they're coming out.
Jesus, yeah.
Activists.
Bro, you look at like Demi Lovato. Like, what happened to her?
I don't even know who she is. I mean, I could pass her on the street and be like, I don't know what the fuck she's accomplished. I don't care.
So sad to see this. You had people like Taylor Swift that started out like all cute and country, and then she just turned to a raging liberal cunt, and you're like, oh my God, what happened to you?
I know. Well, she thinks they're like, they hate black people. They're trying to keep black people down.
Oh, yeah. Like a man sitting on a subway with his legs slightly apart is man sitting. Like, fuck you. We have these things called balls, and we don't like them being squished unless we're married to you. And you're like, you're squishing our balls naturally because it's part of what comes with it. I don't know.
Get out of here.
Get out of here with that bullshit. So watch for the press to not talk about this, or at least not call the suspect black. They're just going to say suspect. They should have been all over this from the get-go, and they're not touching it with, with a brick stick. Why would they? So, well, hey, we've hit that part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, where Black Friday is coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Black Friday, and we are doing 40% off site-wide.
Oh, it's going to be... We got our
all
new
weekend,
shipping.
We got our new shipping stuff set up. We're set. We are set, ready to go. We will have your orders out as soon as we can. We are ready. We're prepared this time. 40% off site-wide. You like our Delta 8? 40% off. You like our freaking dark matter? 40% off. You like our CBD oil, sleep time gummies, pet treats, all this stuff? 40% off. That's right. For Black Friday, all weekend long, you'll get it at 40% off. Be ready. It's coming. We're expecting a couple thousands of orders. We're ready to start fulfillment it right away.
Yeah.
So I would highly encourage you, as soon as the stroke of midnight hits, you're on the site and you're grabbing it. Because once it's gone, if we sell out of a product, we are not going to go into back order sales.
Yeah, it won't get restocked until the first of the year.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things of you got to get it first. And they're going to sell very quick. Delta 8 is blown up. People love it.
Yeah.
Check it out. That's only on shellshockcbd.com, by the way. So be prepared for that, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we have politicaltheater.shop with our first t-shirt that is launched. We're doing a pre-order for it. If you haven't checked it out, I suggest you should. And we're going to have more shirts coming to you. This is just a soft launch, trying to test the waters. Here it is right here. Look at that beautiful model right there. Oh, my God. He's so beautiful. He's just so beautiful. Oh, my God. Just such a beautiful son of a bitch. Here's the first shirt. It's a nice little subtle jab. It says Biden, and then below it says, Let's Go Brandon 24. So check that out. That is on. I'll post the link for you guys right here in the chat. $24 for sure. We're doing a pre-order on this one. You can check it out. Everybody in the chat saying our products are second to none. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. There is a shirt. Check it out. It's Biden. Let's Go Brandon 24. It kind of makes you think that the person's like a Biden supporter. Then you look under. It's like, oh, you sneaky son of a bitch. You sneaky son of a bitch. So check it out. $25. Grab it now. I don't think we're doing a Black Friday deal for this though. I don't think we're doing that for this shirt. So
yeah, just Shell Shock stuff.
Yeah, just shellshockcbd.com. So you can check that out, ladies and gentlemen. So again, I think Black Friday, it's this weekend, right? This Friday, right? Yeah. Jeez, it snuck up on me.
I'm telling you, man.
Holy shit. So Thursday's Thanksgiving. I think what we're catering here at the office, we're going to do a little catered Thanksgiving dinner for all the peeps.
And then, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then Thursday they have off. I think there's a few of us coming in for Black Friday to help fulfill orders.
Yeah.
So we're not sitting on a couple thousand.
Here.
Yeah. So we're going to have that out the door to you as quick as we can. And we appreciate all the love, guys, and support of shellshockcbd.com. You guys are fucking amazing. And starting the new year, we have some new products coming to you.
You know, I'll tell you what I really liked this past week that's helped me out was the bath salts.
Oh, yeah?
Just because, congested, little body aches and pains.
Yeah, the eucalyptus scent, Tyler does a damn good job for them. We formulate that in-house, by the way. That's made in-house. So
it's, I have to say, it doesn't get enough credit. I really liked it.
I love it, too.
Especially when those days that you just feel like
shit. Yeah.
Feel like shit. You want to relax in the tub.
Well, you can check it out at shellshockcbd.com, ladies and gentlemen. Big thank you for tuning in today and today's show and the podcast. Do me a favor, go leave us a review on iTunes. It helps bump our numbers up in the charts. Josh and I do this independently. We are not with any organization, left, center, or right. We just do this on our own. That's where we're going to remain neutral on political sides. Or not, I shouldn't say neutral. We have our leanings, but we're not under anybody else's umbrella. So big thank you to that. Again, check out shellshockcbd.com. 40% off starting Black Friday. Midnight on Black Friday, we go live with it. 40% off site-wide. Coming to you very soon. Also, politicaltheater.shop. Grab yourself a funny-ass t-shirt. We love it. We're doing this right here. You guys are amazing. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Anything to add, my man?
Thanks for listening.
As always, you stay savage, America.